3 seconds. That is all it takes. 3 seconds of rage, and a marriage cracks. A career ends. A friendship you spent 20 years building turns to ash in a single sentence you can never take back. You have felt it. That hot flood rising in your chest, the words already leaving your mouth before your mind can stop them. And then the silence afterward, the regret that sits in your stomach like a stone. Here is the question almost no one can answer. Why does the smartest part of your brain go completely dark in the exact moment you need it most? 2,000 years ago, a man watched this same fire destroy the most powerful people in the world. His name was Seneca, and he was not writing about anger from a quiet library. He was writing about it from inside the palace of a madman. Picture Rome, the richest, most dangerous city on earth. Seneca is the personal advisor to the Emperor Nero, a young man with unlimited power and no ability to control himself. Every single day, Seneca watches what unchecked rage actually does. He watches Nero order the deaths of senators over insults. He watches men executed because a look offended the wrong person at the wrong hour. He sees anger not as a feeling, but as a weapon that turns in the hand of the one who holds it. And Seneca knows something terrifying. He knows that one day, that same rage will turn on him. He is living beside a bomb, and he is taking notes. So he does something no one had truly done before. He decides to study anger the way a doctor studies a disease, not to condemn it, to understand it, to find the exact moment it takes control, and to build a system that stops it before it fires. He writes a work called On Anger, and inside it is a code. 3 steps. A method for keeping your mind your own when everything inside you is screaming to lose it. But before he could teach anyone to master anger, Seneca had to answer one brutal question first. What exactly is anger? Because he believed almost everyone had it wrong. And what he discovered goes against everything you have ever been told about controlling your temper. Here is what almost no one realizes. Seneca did not believe anger was an emotion that simply happens to you. He rejected that completely. To him, anger was not a storm that arrives from the sky. It was a decision, a judgment your mind makes so fast you never see it happen. Let him break it down. He said anger comes in 3 movements, and understanding these 3 movements is the entire game. The first movement is the impression. Something happens. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Your co-worker takes credit for your work. Your partner uses that tone. In that instant, a jolt hits your body. Your heart rate climbs. Your jaw tightens. Seneca said this first jolt is not anger, and this is the part that changes everything. It is not anger. It is just a reflex. Involuntary. Automatic. You cannot stop it any more than you can stop yourself from blinking when something flies at your face. No one is guilty for the first flush of heat. The second movement is where the danger begins. This is the moment your mind adds a story. Not just that person cut me off, but that person disrespected me. That person thinks I am nothing. That person cannot get away with this. Seneca called this assent. It is the split second where you agree with the anger, where you sign the contract. And the third movement is the explosion, the action, the words, the damage. By then, it is far too late. You are no longer driving. You are a passenger watching yourself crash. And now understand the trap Seneca saw so clearly in that palace. Nero never learned to catch the second movement, not once. Every impression became a story, and every story became a corpse. The most powerful man alive was the most enslaved because he could not put a single space between the spark and the fire. Stop for a moment, because this is not about a dead emperor. This is about you. Think about the last time you truly lost it, the last argument, the last message you typed in a fury and sent before you could think. Go back to that moment in your mind. There was a gap, a tiny, almost invisible gap between the thing that happened and the thing you did. It may have lasted half a second, but it was there. And in that gap was all the power you have ever needed. You just did not know it existed. Seneca did. And he built his entire code to live inside that gap. But knowing about the gap and using it are 2 different things, because here is the cruelty of anger. It is fastest exactly when you are weakest. And Seneca was about to face a test that would prove whether his own code could survive the ultimate provocation. The day came that Seneca always knew would come. Nero turned on him. After years of loyal service, the emperor accused his old teacher of plotting against him and sent soldiers with a single order. Seneca was to take his own life. There was no trial, no defense, no mercy, just a knock at the door and a death sentence delivered by a boy Seneca had practically raised. Now think about what any normal man would feel: betrayal, white-hot rage, the screaming injustice of it. This is the moment where every human instinct demands fury. He had earned the right to rage. And here is where we see whether a lifetime of philosophy was real or just words on a page. Seneca did not rage. According to those who were there, he stayed calm. He comforted his weeping friends. He asked them why they had forgotten everything he had taught them about facing the end. He had spent decades practicing the space between the impression and the action, and in the final test of his life, the space held. The fire came, and it did not take him. He met the worst moment a human can face, and his mind remained his own. This is the payoff of the whole system, and here is where modern science quietly proves Seneca right. When something threatens you, the signal hits a part of your brain, the amygdala first, the alarm center. It reacts in milliseconds, long before the thinking part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, even knows what is happening. Scientists call it amygdala hijack. For a few seconds, the rational mind literally goes offline. That is not a weakness in you. That is human wiring, the same wiring Seneca observed with nothing but his own eyes 2,000 years ago. He called it the first movement. They call it a neural reflex. Same truth. But here is the part that matters. The hijack is temporary. It fades. And Seneca understood this centuries before we had the science. He said the single most powerful thing you can do with anger is delay it. Give it time. He wrote that the greatest remedy for anger is to wait, to postpone, because anger cannot survive patience. The fire needs fuel in the first few seconds, and if you deny it that fuel, it burns out on its own. This is his first step, and it sounds almost too simple. Delay. Do nothing. Put a wall of time between the spark and the action, and let the storm pass through you instead of out of you. But delay alone is not enough, and Seneca knew it. So let me give you the full 3-step code, the exact method, the thing you can use tonight. Step 1. Catch the first movement. The instant you feel the heat, the tight jaw, the racing heart, name it silently. This is the impression. This is just the reflex. It is not me yet. Simply labeling it pulls you back into the driver's seat because now you are the one watching the anger instead of being the anger. Step 2. Refuse the story. Remember, the anger only becomes real when your mind agrees to the story it is telling. He disrespected me. She did this on purpose. Seneca's move is to question the story before you believe it. Ask, do I actually know their intent? Or am I writing a script and casting them as the villain? 9 times out of 10, the story is a guess, and you are about to burn your life down over a guess. Step 3. Delay the action. Do the thing Seneca did in the palace. Wait. Give the amygdala its few minutes to release its grip and let the thinking brain come back online. Do not send the message. Do not fire back. Walk to another room. Take 10 slow breaths. Say nothing you cannot unsay. Seneca wrote that time reveals the truth of every provocation, and almost every rage looks absurd 1 hour later. Catch it. Question it. Delay it. That is the code that let a man face his own execution with peace. And it is the code that can stop you from destroying in 3 seconds what took you 30 years to build. So go back to that burning question from the beginning. Why does the smartest part of your brain go dark in the moment you need it most? Now you know. It was never broken. It was simply outrun. And the entire secret is learning to slow the race down, to widen that tiny gap until it becomes a room you can stand in. Seneca never claimed you could delete anger. He claimed something far more powerful, that you could refuse to obey it. The fire will always come. That part is not up to you, but whether it consumes you or passes through you and leaves you standing calm and free, that has always been your choice. It was his final lesson, and it is the one he paid for with his life. If this reached something in you, stay a while, follow along, and let the next thought be the one that keeps you steady when the fire comes.